folks, just a quick one for you. I have got a story for you at the end of this message, and it will only be a short message. But before I give you the story, let me just tell you, I'll give you a reply to a comment I had last night. Somebody said last night in the comment section, and they weren't being awful or nasty about it at all. Rather than talking a lot of the drivel you talk about showbiz and stuff like that, which you're not getting many views for, why don't you talk about things that matter, things like Tommy Robinson and migrants and so on and so forth? Firstly, I think it's needed in this day and age, and secondly, I think you'll get loads and loads and loads of views and loads of subscribers. You'll do a lot better than you currently are, because at this moment in time, all that's working for you is your horse racing content. Right, let me tell you something before I tell you about Tommy Robinson, because that's what I want to talk to you about. Tommy, old Tommy boy. This channel was started about 2 years ago, two and a half years ago now. I talk about everything, loads and loads of subjects, about everything. There was a time I put 13, 14, 16 videos up a day. It tends to be 2, 3 or 5 now, just because there's less to talk about. When something happens in the media, I talk about more and more and more, especially when it's media-based, because lots of people have an interest. Like your scandals, like your Philip Schofields, your Hugh Edwards and all of that. A lot of my time I come in here calling folk. I call folk. I'm not a nasty person, but I call folk that rob a living. There's loads out there that rob a living, either in sports and more often than not on the media, on our TV screens. They've got no talent whatsoever. Many come off these reality shows. No talent at all. They rob a living, they earn a fortune. I hate it. I do nothing but knock folk. Yes, I do praise some. There's some people I love and some people I think are great, and I'll speak up for them, no problem at all. I also carry loads of day-to-day stories. If there's something happening out there day-to-day that I think is important, I'll cover that and give my view. I'm also very, very vocal on things like trans issues at this moment in time and what they're teaching our school kids in our schools. I'm very, very big on anything like that. I've been very big on grooming gangs and so on and so forth. And I've done 2 or 3 videos on Tommy Robinson. I do a lot of sport. I do a hell of a lot of horse racing. At the moment, I'm doing more of that than anything else. But it's only because, it's not because I'm getting more views and because I've got a big viewer base from it, which I have in both instances. But I'm doing it because at this moment in time on that there YouTube, on this YouTube, there's folks on here trying to rob unsuspecting people of money. They offer horse racing tips. Many offer horse racing tips on here. Many do it for free. But there's 3 or 4 that do it, and they're constantly pulling the wool over people's eyes. And they're making easy money on the back of unsuspecting people, and it annoys me. So I've got a one-man crusade going. Lots of people support me, thankfully. But I'm doing it on it and trying to turn people away from getting robbed by these folk that are happy to rob them. I do a lot on all sports. I do a lot on rugby league. Not many follow that, but I've got my own team and I talk them up regularly. And I do a lot on football, especially Manchester United, God's own club, and my club too. But I'm pretty even-handed and balanced in what I say, even if it's talking about teams I don't like. If there's praise that needs to be given, I give it. I do a lot to say of stories that happen now out there. I do a lot of people where things people are persecuted and done wrong. And I do anything and everything. Yes, I want the channel to grow. Yes, I want it to be massive. But I'm not going to put videos out on any subject just to get me more views and more subscribers. It's not the way I do things. But in response to what the gentleman said last night, let me just say this. I think, if not my most viewed video, it's definitely one of my most viewed. It's definitely the one I got me most subscribers off. It was a video about that there Tommy Robinson. And it was. But I've not thought from that, fantastic, I've got loads of subscribers from that, let's start doing Tommy Robinson content. The reason is I don't know a lot about Tommy Robinson. I don't know a lot at all. I've learnt more over the last few months, and whereas I believe media and things I was reading in the press and things I was reading on TV, where they were saying he was a bad and he was this, he was that, he was the other, I've started seeing and hearing things and think to myself, maybe that isn't the case. I've done a video or 2 on him recently, in the last couple of months, where a couple of things that I've seen and have happened since, I'm thinking, wait a minute, it's all very, very biased and one-way traffic of this. Like the bit in, was it Luton Airport? I think someone called Chase was reporting on it. Luton Airport only the other week, where he's supposed to chin somebody, the guys that left there on the floor. They had a video out which made old Tommy Boy look really bad. But I believe another video was in the hands of the police, which Tommy's asking to be put out, which shows what happened before he chinned the guy. And I think it's probably going to be something like the one we've seen in Manchester Airport, where the Asian lads chinned a couple of coppers. Oh no, sorry, the Asian lads got a bit of a kicking from a copper. That's all we saw, and we all turned on the police. But then we've seen a further video where the Asian lads, or one in particular, almost knocked out 2 female police officers. I think one of them he broke the nose off, if memory serves. So you get a different slant on a story. Now, as I say, I did a Tommy Robinson video. It got watched by a lot of people. I got loads of subscribers. But the way this YouTube works anyway, you don't keep those subscribers. Many forget to unsubscribe, but they never watch it again unless you're doing videos on that subject and unless YouTube push them to them. And because I've got such a low subscriber base, or relatively low, I could do a video on Tommy Robinson now, it wouldn't be pushed. You just get lucky if 300 or 400 see it very, very quickly and give it a thumbs up, then YouTube then pushes it, but they don't otherwise. But anyway, I'm not going to do videos on anybody just to get views. But if I see or hear something about Tommy Robinson and I think it deserves a comment, I will give it no problem. Whether I make people happy or upset them doesn't matter to me. I just give my honest opinion. And along those lines, I read something today. I was going to do a separate video, but I thought I'd get it out with this one. Read something earlier. Tower Hamlets. Now, I don't know the Tower Hamlets area well. I've heard of it. I know it's in that there London. And I often see them on This Morning, funnily enough, when there's a big football tournament on, the Euros or the World Cup, male or female. They deck it out with loads of Union Jacks and they support England and whatever else, or loads of St George flags. I've read something today. They've had some St George flags torn down by council workers. They've been told, obviously, by the bosses to tear them down. But that's the very same council that has encouraged people to put up Palestinian flags. Or, if not encouraged, they say they're very, very happy that people are flying flags in support of Palestine. And I think to myself, well, that's fine if that's the way they feel, but then again, will they let other flags be up there, as in maybe Jewish flags, Israeli flags? I don't think they will. So that in itself is not very nice if you ask me. But I'm thinking if they'll let Palestinian flags be hung up in England, this England where we all live, why can the Red Cross not be hung up there? That doesn't seem right to me. Doesn't seem right at all. So this is a political hot potato, but I'm willing to pick it up. I might get my hands burnt. I'll have some people having a go at me. Some saying I'm racist because they do. But that's the kind of subject I cover. I happened to see that today and I thought, that's wrong. I'm not happy with that. I'm going to comment on that. It was going to be a separate video to the Tommy Robinson one, and then I thought, no, put them on the same video. Many won't have got to hear. Many won't know about this because that's the way YouTube works. But if it's on my chest, I get it off my chest and I tell you. If it gets watches, great. If it doesn't, that's life. If it gets more watches than others, fantastic. And if it gets me some new subscribers, brilliant. But I do what I do without pushing for subscribers. I never mention them. I never ask people to subscribe, to watch my videos, to give thumbs up, to do this, to do that, to do the other. I'm obviously grateful when they do, but I don't ask. I don't like it. It doesn't sit well with me. I do what I do because I believe in what I do. I don't do it for extra views or extra subscribers, but they're all welcome. And with that, I'll love you and leave you. I hope that explains where I'm coming from. But I will get hold of the chap if I think on later and let him know what the video is. He can go and have a watch of it. But it got watched by a lot of people. I can't remember how many. I think it's one of my biggest 2 or biggest three videos, which is surprising because I'd never done anything on the fella before. I don't think I had. But I've done 4 or 5 now. But that's over a space of like 12 months. So it's not as though I'm thinking, oh, wait a minute, that works for me. I'm going to put loads of videos out about him. I wouldn't be comfortable doing that. And also I'd be putting videos out talking about something and somebody I don't know a lot about. And I don't think you should do that until you look into things and then you form an opinion. Right, with that, I'll love you and leave you. See you later.